Hello and welcome to day 13. Today we are talking about equations and inequalities. So if you look at page 1, we're going to go over some definitions of an inequality, equation, and expression. So go ahead and drag drop whatever you think each example is illustrating. Okay, so let's look at those vocabulary words. Equation has an equal sign. An expression has terms separated by an operation like plus or minus, but no equal sign. And an inequality is similar to an equation, but has symbols such as greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Okay, so look out for that. All right, if you look at page number 2, day number 13, it gives you some descriptions to read, and you have to figure out which algebraic expressions or equations represent those and drag and drop those. Okay, so let's look at some examples of what that might look like. Okay, so the first one, oops, great, I am not going to redo this one. The first one is 7 more than a number, more than, right? We don't know what that number is, so that would be x plus 7, okay? The second one is 3 added to 5 times a number. We don't know what that number is, so we'll say 5x added 3. So that would be 5x plus 3. The next one is a number divided by 2 is 8. Is means equal. So x over 2 is 8. The last one is a number multiplied by 3 and subtracted from 9 is 0. So that would be a number multiplied by 3, that's 3x, subtracted from 9 is 0, okay? That would be 3x minus 9 equals 0, okay? All right, if you look at page number 4, actually page number 3, is it page number 3 or 4? It's page number 4. You'll have to fill in the blanks to solve these inequalities, okay? So let's look at what those examples might look like. So here we have 2x minus 4 is less than or equal to 12. So we know that we want to isolate x, so we'll get rid of negative 4. The opposite is add 4 to both sides. Draw your line. Bring down your 2x. Cross this out. Bring down less than or equal to, and 12 plus 4 is 16. So in order to get rid of the 2, we'll divide it on both sides. Cross this out. X is less than or equal to 16 divided by 2 is 8. So that is my answer, okay? The next one, we have x minus 3 is greater than negative 6. We take the inverse and we add 3 to both sides. Bring down your x, cross this out. X is greater than negative 3, and that's our answer. The next one, we want to divide 8 on both sides. Bring down our x. X is greater than 8, and that would be our answer. So try to solve those problems. And then the last page, let's see. The next page gives you some word problems to figure out. So we'll try some sample problems, okay? This one says the perimeter of a rectangle is 62 inches. So we know that the perimeter is when you add the 4 sides of a rectangle, and in this case it's 62 inches, so I put equals 62. The length is 10 inches. So if you have a rectangle and one side length is 10 inches, the other one is 10 inches, then we need to add them together. So we have 20 inches, okay? And we need to figure out what the width is. We don't know what the width is, so we'll call it x. Since we have 2 sides, 2 widths, So we'll say 2x plus 20 equals 62. And then we'll go ahead and solve that. So in order to solve it, we'll have to take away 20 on both sides. Draw your line. Bring down your 2x. Cross this out. 62 take away 20 is 42. Now we're going to divide 2 on both sides. Cross this out. X equals 42 divided by 2 is 21. So we know that our width is 21 inches. Okay? All right, let's look at the last page of today's assignment. Let's look at this sample problem. Okay, so Karen is paid $240 per week plus $10 per sale. This week, she wants her pay to be at least $320. Type in an inequality for the following situation. So what would that look like? Well, we know that she, per week, she makes $10 per sale. Okay, we don't know how many sales, so we'll say 10x. Okay, and she is paid $240. And she wants to make at least 320. Okay, so at least. So it has to be greater than or equal to 320. So that's what your inequality would look like. Now we want to know how many sales Karen has to make. Well, let's go ahead and solve this. So we would subtract 240 on both sides. Okay. Bring down your 10x. Cross this out. 320 take away 240 is 80. Divide 10 on both sides. And we would say x is greater than or equal to 8. So she needs to make at least 8 sales. Okay? So go ahead and solve the problem set for day 13, and I will see you tomorrow in day 14. Bye-bye.